Okay, guys. So this episode today is a story you may not believe. And that's fine with me, because I have sources in the show notes proving that this story I'm about to tell you is somehow true. I'm telling the story with comedian and songwriter, singer SOURJACK. He's hilarious. It's going to be a good time. And it's going to be a story that really... I don't know. I'm surprised this story is not a movie. But yeah, also I want to say, if you're a first time listener, hey, welcome to the podcast. And also if you're, a listener from a long time, the quality is not how I would like it to be. I tried out a new service for recording. Never again. So just keep that in mind, y'all. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this really crazy story. Hey y'all, welcome to Culture Cult, where we are one podcast with 197 countries to discover stories, travel, and history from. This show is about, admitting you don't know anything about the world and that you're here to have a good laugh and to hear stories you probably haven't heard of. If you want to come on and talk about your country or you want to hear a country that you want to learn about, always feel free to reach out to me at culturecultshow@gmail.com. And if you like the show, share it with a friend, give it a like, and y'all enjoy. Let's just start off with the most obvious question. Do you know about Croatia?
Top of my head, no. I'm thinking like Eastern Europe, Crimea, Serbia, Croatia, Ukraine. I'm thinking those are the places. Croatia. Of course I know Croatia. Their football team, soccer team is really, really good. Their national soccer team is really good. They actually did place third place in the World Cup this year. So that's really cool. Their captain is an amazing soccer player. It's a Croatian name, so I can't really give it to you like I want it to. It's not like a Michael Johnson or a Brad Stevens. It's a Croatian name like Mikovic, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know that. As far as people are concerned, I would definitely say a lot of blondes over there. I feel like they're nice people, though. I feel like Eastern Europe are just beautiful people, like because they don't get a lot of sun. So when they see people, they're just very welcoming. They are the sun in a way. They're the ones that make people want to go back to their country. It's not like you go to Croatia for the weather. You probably go.
Oh, you looked it up?
No.
Look it up right now.
Should I look it up?
Look it up.
Oh, sheesh. Sheesh.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's sexy time. Oh, this is a secret. This is a secret.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This looks like Hawaii.
Yeah.
In Italy. In Rome. This is beautiful. Okay. I'm eating my words. It tastes good though. I like my words.
It looks like Greece. It's not as much of a secret now. A lot of people go there, and how I know about Croatia, I met a girl named Petra who's going to be on the podcast. And when I met, she's tall, blonde, loud, cusses like a sailor. And I was like, I like her. And then I've been looking into Croatian people, and I think they're like that. They're very loud and easygoing and just very opinionated. And the women are very strong. Like they wear the pants,
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Croatia's right next to Serbia. And when I tell you Serbia, I have a love in Serbia. Yeah, she's tall, blonde, strong, like an Amazonian grown woman. And they're very nice and sweet. And it's just like romantic as hell, like old school romantic. I think America, the fluff is gone. The age of romance is just dead in most cases. But over there in Europe, they're just like, please give me the romance. Don't say I don't buy flowers. You do buy flowers. And they eat so beautifully over there. Like, All right, go on. I'm sorry. This is your...
No. I think there's similar cultures. I could be like getting yelled at because I know they have some beef, but I think their borders have been moved back and forth over the years. So I think they're very similar people. Oh, we'll find out. But okay. So yeah, you know a little bit about Croatia, soccer team, beautiful people. You're in love with a Serb. There you go. You know a lot. Okay, I do want to tell you some facts, though.
Tell me facts. You just summed up my life.
I'm just kidding. So, okay, first of all, I feel like we both are foodie people. So this place produces some of the best things I love in the world. Olive oil, freaking wine, and then lastly, truffles. They're known for truffles. They have the biggest truffle in the world. They're pretty hard to come by and rare. So that's pretty cool. And then, okay, so you know how you're saying, oh, I don't know if I know what Croatia looks like. Mm-hmm. A huge thing about it is that it was a big location for Game of Thrones.
Oh, shit. Westeros was in Croatia?
That's filmed in Split and Dubrovnik.
See, why do we think, maybe it's just me thinking like it's just gray and cloudy in Croatia. Really, it's a fucking beautiful country?
Yeah.
That's my fault. I can't blame any society. That's just me not knowing. Thank you. Hey, Marie, thank you for enlightening me on this right now. This is really cool.
Isn't that crazy? So next time you watch it, like, you can go there and be in Westeros or whatever it's called. Okay, another cool fact, because you're a musician. Have you heard of a sea organ?
A sea organ?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Okay.
Should I look it up?
It sounds like. Yeah, actually, you should look it up on YouTube. It's called a sea organ. It's in the city of Zadar. Okay. And essentially, they built steps into the ocean, and when the ocean hits the steps, it funnels through it and creates the sound of an organ. So the city's constantly making music, and you can sit on the steps and hear nature making music. It's so cool.
I won't get deep into that, but yes, nature is amazing. It makes its own music.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
Yeah. But this literally makes this it's hitting the steps.
And it's making a sound? What kind of sound?
Organs. It sounds like an organ. It's loud.
Sea organ.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I plan on taking a trip to Europe this year. Europe and Hawaii. And this is very great. Keep going.
Croatia!
Croatia. No, I might have to take a trip.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Croatia next year too, so maybe I'll see you there.
Dude, that shit is... I mean, can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say shit because that place, that country right now, dude, I'm sure it has its downs, that we don't know about. But image-wise, I'm like, take me there.
I just imagine myself jumping off cliffs and just drinking coffee and just...
laughing loud. You're like, he's laughing too loud. I'm so happy. If I'm in Croatia, I'm laughing belly laughs, even at a dad joke. It was disgusting. I'm rich. And it's other boys like, oh boy, it's his first time. You can tell that laugh is too jolly.
He's too happy. The last fact, a really important person was born in what is modern day Croatia. That's actually perfect timing. I'm not even kidding. He's the reason you have that noise coming out of the air. He's the reason we're talking right now. He's the reason for everything you probably touch and exists. It's because Nikola Tesla, who he gave light to the world wirelessly. He was born in modern day Croatia, and he was born to Serbian parents. So, such an important person.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yo, Nikola Tesla. I was just researching YouTube researching about him the other day, he was an incredible person, man. Incredible. Yeah. Wow, from Croatia.
Well, we're going to start a war because...
Controversy? Yes, some say Serbian?
Well, because the borders moved in his lifetime. So if he has made lots of quotes saying, I am both a Croat and a Serb, I don't see myself as either, because his parents are Serbian, but if you look today where he's at, it's Croatia. So you could get all technical. Either way, he's, one of those.
I love it.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Wow. So a really important person came from there. And I don't know much about him, but he did not get the credit he deserved while he was alive. He got ripped off by a lot of the American businessmen, and he was constantly broke. But he invented everything that we use today.
Yeah, they pretty much discredited all his discoveries, but they were the real discoveries that we use today, for sure. And it's kind of the name of the game. Like, if you invented a flying car and you know it works, mm-hmm. The government would be like, it doesn't fucking work. And then they'll take all that information, and then when it's a benefit for them, they'll be like, oh, we have a flying car for you guys. Mm-hmm. So it sucks. But now we're able to know who really did what because of the internet and because people just don't like to be bullshitted anymore. So and most philosophers, most people of iconic figures, as far as like when they do something good of their heart, they end up really not really the wealthiest people of all time, you know. So like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and like any philosopher, like Jesus wasn't rich.
That's why it's important to keep telling your story, because that's the least we can do.
Exactly. You know? Keep making discoveries despite the obstacles, like keep going.
Yeah. I did not expect that when I was looking at, I was like always typing like famous people. Yeah. I was like, fucking Nikola Tesla. Okay, last fact. Croatia is home to what once was the smallest town in the world in the Guinness Book of Records. I want you to guess how many people lived in the town of Hum. It's called Hum.
Hum?
Hum.
H-U-M. 3.
Okay, that's a little small.
That's small. For a town.
That's a family.
Yeah, it's a family, but you don't never know. It could be like a plot.
But like, that's true. Like, what is a town?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is a town? What qualifies as a town? Because cities got to be thousands. So I'm saying a town has to be small, so probably like 30 people.
Okay, very close. So when it was in the Guinness Book of Records, it was 17.
God damn.
People.
That's a family.
That's a family. And then now today it's 30 people. But it makes me like, how is it a town? Like, are y'all all family? Is this an incest? Like, what's going on?
I mean, it's inevitable we would hook up with cousins, right? You'd have to go out of town. You'd be selling out. They'd be like, yo, they're selling out for leaving, man. This is our home, man. You're like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Go back to your sister wife, bro.
Literally. I just feel like that's one of those places, like, I don't want to look too deep in. But apparently, if you visit, it's very peaceful and obviously very quiet.
It's one of those murderers towns. You know what I mean? People go in and they never leave.
Yeah.
Number's always 30. Like, there's never like a 31. It just stops at 30. Like, oh, baby's being born. No, it's not. Or grandma dies.
Well, that's how you keep the record. You gotta kill some people.
At 17. Yo, dead ass, you gotta move. You gotta move, bro. Like, you gotta move.
We gotta
what do you mean? You got twins. We allowed one baby. It's either you all go.
Let's not look too deep into this town. Like, let's leave it at that.
All right.
Go then. Okay, so that was our fun facts, but now we're gonna get into our story, which I told you months ago, and this is the most ridiculous fucking story. It's a true story, y'all. So, okay, we're gonna talk about a man named Frane. Well, he has two names, Frane or Frane Selak. I don't know which one to choose. Which one do you want me to go by? I'm asking you.
I feel like you can say Frank more.
Okay, Frank. So Frane Selak, I shit you not, has cheated death 7 times and then proceeded to win the lottery.
Let's go.
Okay, y'all. I messed up. So he does have 2 names. I wasn't wrong about that. His name is Frane or Frane. I don't know why, but I got in my head that his name's Frank. So throughout this entire episode, you're going to hear me telling Ralph his name is Frank and then Ralph repeating back his name, Frank. This guy's name isn't Frank, okay? He has 2 names and somehow I made a 3rd one for him. So if you were to research him later, his name is Frane, Frane, or Frano, not Frank. I'm not perfect. That's why you listen to this podcast, because this isn't BBC. This is not NPR. And his name is definitely not Frank. So before we get into all that, I do want to say my sources. So the first one's, I cannot say this. I'm just going to spell it out to you. It's JUTARNJI.HR. TotalCroatianNews.com. And then Spiegel.e.com. So I use 3 main sources where he did interviews. And the sources will be in the show notes. So Frank was born June 14th, 1929. He was born technically near the city of Dubrovnik, but really he was born on a boat. Which I feel like
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like that happens back in the day, though. Everyone was like, I was born in a truck. I was born on a railroad.
I was born on a train.
Yeah. So he's born on a boat, but he was born very, very early. He was born a preemie. His mom was only 7 months pregnant, and his dad had us cut his mom's umbilical cord with a fisherman's knife on the boat. So, badass and gross.
Ugh, intense, bro.
I know. So he was born too early, and because of that, he suffered from intestinal problems a lot, and he almost went blind at age 11. So not starting off hot for Frank. But since he had medical problems, his mom prayed specifically to St. Teresa to heal her child. And then he got better. And then for a really long time, it was smooth sailing for him. Boring, normal life. He's a music teacher. He moved around a bit, worked different jobs, totally relate.
Boring.
Just doing the same old shit. His life was chill. But then came his first encounter with death. In 1957, he and a driver named Ahmet, who was always known for, quote, his road drinks. So apparently this guy, Ahmet, always had a bottle of brandy on him while he was driving. So they were driving a bus together over the Bosna River, and Ahmet thought he was turning the wheel, but he actually never turned the wheel at all. And they just fucking flew off the bridge and into the river. And thankfully, Frano said the river was not that deep and they had no injuries and they didn't drown. So, and when they got up from the truck, Ahmet was still holding the wheel. So he literally never.
Bruh. Yo.
He never turned it. He never let go.
That man was just like, I'm committed. What if the Ahmet was just like, today's the day I die?
I know.
And then he was just like, I'm sorry, buddy. I thought I turned it. And then he just goes over the bridge. Yes. No. He miscalculated everything.
I love how Frank was like, man, he's always drunk. Like him and his bottles of brandy.
Oh, that's just classic Ahmet going over a river in a truck.
I know. So he survived that one. So that's one death survived.
Yeah.
Okay, second death. A year later, Frank was on a passenger train from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik, riding in a compartment with his friend's grandmother when there was a nasty storm. And so the storm was really, really bad. So bad that a massive boulder fell off the mountain and landed on the tracks. So the train was derailed and they went right into a freezing river. But this time, the river was actually deep and the freezing water started rushing into the train compartments. And so Frank broke open the window of a compartment, but then water rushed in. And so he grabbed his friend's grandmother's hand and they just started swimming up. But then he didn't know if he was going to make it. And then someone else grabbed his hand and pulled them both up out of the water. The person who grabbed them was a local resident who saw the entire accident. And he and the grandma survived this time. But this time, Frank had a broken arm and hypothermia, but 17 other people died. AKA the whole village of Hum.
Oh no! Yo, Marie. Yo, that was
It's true though. No, but also not funny those people died. But like 17 people, and then he just came out with a broken arm pretty much. Seriously, think about that. Think about that. A train derails. You're in the fucking river, and now water is rushing in. Like,
I don't. It's almost like the movie Unbreakable. Bruce, you probably didn't watch it. I know.
That's what happens. A train derails into the ocean or the river.
Well, the movie starts off, he's in a train accident. The whole train gets like fucking destroyed, and he's the only one that survives.
Damn. That literally is Frank.
Probably based it off him.
This guy should have a movie. Okay, so death number 3. This was the scariest accident yet, he says. That same year, after the train, in 1962, his mother became very sick, and he needed to get there fast. So he decided to take a plane from Zagreb to Rijeka. And he said, quote, I thought I had survived accidents on the bus and the train, so I guess nothing would happen on the plane. Which I feel like he cursed himself when he said that.
Bruh. Oh my gosh. Let's go. There's only so many modes of transportation.
Bruh. Again, death number 3 out of 7. So, again, scariest accident yet, he said. He was boarding the plane. He's just sitting at the tail of the plane, and he said he was very confident about this. And the next part, I'm going to read straight from that interview from the website I can't pronounce. So it says, quote, however, he never reached Rijeka. When the plane took off, he sat in the very tail of the plane next to the emergency door and a small buffet where the flight attendants brought refreshments to the passengers. The beautiful flight attendant, Rosika from Futog, caught Fran's eye. So he unbuckled his seatbelt, got up, and started talking to Rosik for a few minutes. I know. And when he heard a terrible loud bang, after spending 3 days in the shock room of a traumatology clinic in Zagreb, he found out what actually happened. Keep quoting. The doctors told me that the plane hit the mountain and that all the crew members and passengers, about 20 people, died. Beautiful Rosika and I survived. After the plane hit, listen to some crazy shit. After the plane hit the hill, Rosika flew out of the door of the tailplane, and then the air pulled me out too. Rosika got tangled in branches of some fir or pine, so they took her off, almost unharmed, with the help of military helicopters. I crashed in a huge stack of hay at a village nearby. Through the investigation, they found out I survived the fall of a plane from a height of 800 meters. Y'all, that's a half a mile in the sky. And he didn't have any injuries. He fucking flew.
Ain't no fucking way, Marie. Marie. Ain't no fucking way, nigga. Like, no. No. I refuse. I refuse to fucking believe this guy is a real person. No, Marie. Who the fuck is this? This guy's a great storyteller. There's no fucking way.
It's true. It's true. They literally had the military helicopters find them. He flew out a half a mile out of the sky, and guess where he landed? At the circumference of a haystack. A haystack. He could have landed anywhere. A haystack is like, what, like 5 feet? I don't fucking know.
So let me get this straight. Because right now we're at 4, right?
This is 3.
This is 3?
Out of 7.
Because we're not counting the baby where he was about to die in his mom's stomach and they just let him out.
No.
This because he was on a boat then.
Yeah.
I'm saying all 4 transportations, it was risky in all 4.
Mm-hmm. And now this time the plane, everyone fucking dies. Everyone dies except for them. They fly half a mile out of the sky. No, nothing on there, no parachute. And he lands on a haystack.
I don't. You got me. Let's go. I need to know the rest of this guy's life right now.
But I also wanted to point out that the reason why he survives is because he wanted to flirt with the flight attendant. Like he unbuckles his seatbelt and starts talking to her. And that moment, the plane like separates.
Marie, you seem surprised. Women saves lives all the time. Women. That's why we move. That's why men move. Like when we like women, we move in a certain direction. Sometimes it hurts us, and sometimes it saves our fucking life. Like I would have been like, "Yo, whoever we get married, bitch."
Right?
The fuck? Nobody is gonna live that trauma without like.
Right?
What?
No, they did trauma bond though. They did not have a romantic relationship, but
it's too much trauma. Every time she sees it, she thinks of like.
Yeah, they both can't ever travel together. You know?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
But they became good friends after this, and they caught up with one another year after year.
Hey, remember when we flirted with each other and it saved our lives? Hey, remember? Hey, we should do that. And then it's like an everlasting flirt that keeps them alive forever. All right.
I know.
Oh, my God. This is great.
So after this, it just gets really aggressive. Death was out for him. So in 1970, he was driving his car, and it caught fire. He escaped. Then he was driving the same car again in 1973. This time, it caught fire because a malfunctioning fuel pipe leaked and the oil got in the engine. And this time, it like really caught fire. And while he was driving, flames shot up through the air vent. And as he was escaping, it fucking exploded. Like a movie.
Wait, his car exploded while he was in it?
So fire started coming out of his air vent. His like
shit.
Yeah, so he just jumped ship, got out of the car, and as he was running, it exploded. Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy?
Frane Selak.
This is unreal.
I know. This
Marie.
is
Marie, this is unreal. I would be annoyed if Frank was a regular at the bar and he'd be like, "Yo, guess what happened this week?" I'd be like, "You're fucking lying, Frank. You're fucking lying." He's just like, "I promise you. Look at the scars. Look at me." I'm like, "No, shut the fuck up, Frank. You're doing this shit to yourself, Frank. And what do you pray to death? Hey, death, ha ha ha, you can't get me." And that's like, "Fuck you, Frank."
But this he's just a regular dude. You're regular around the block
music teacher, but has a fucking this is a movie, by the way. No,
this is multiple movies.
It's like a TV show
or a franchise. This year, Frank jumps out of a car, his air flies out of his air vents.
You don't want to Fast and Furious this. You want to nip these in the bud, Frank. Because we're like, how the fuck every year Frank get into a situation? Fuck out of here, Frank.
Literally, every year. But it was like, what's weird is it started happening aggressively at a certain time of his year. He was fine for a while. But then again, it just keeps going. So no injuries. He escaped the exploding car. So he kept living his life. You know, death gave him a little bit of a break this time. But, you know, he wasn't very successful in love. You know, he never married the flight attendant. He got married. Other people remarried, then unmarried. The only thing consistent for him in life is death, unfortunately.
Damn. So. I wonder why he could not find love.
I mean, that's a good question. Like, maybe because people marry them and they're like, you're bad luck.
My husband died when I married you, bro. We have a healthy family. Literally. That has nothing to do with me.
Like, you can't be with them. Like, you can't be with them. If, like, every other year they're getting in an insane accident. Like, he may be okay, but you may not be.
Yeah,
you know?
It's too much trauma for one person to be like, are you all right? Are you okay?
Even have trauma, or is he phased? Is he like, whatever? You know?
He's probably that guy who's just like, I was supposed to die years ago. I don't know why I'm still here. Oh, pass the soup, honey.
Like, yeah, what is his personality? Like, has it changed?
Marries every girl at a dive bar. And then they get divorced because they're like, oh, you were sad, but this is fucking sad. Or
maybe he's a huge risk taker since he keeps dying. So maybe he's not good with money, or maybe he's not, like, there's all little things that could trickle down to, you know? Maybe it trickles down to him not being a very consistent person. I'm making all this up. I'm just saying he never was successful in love. And so, yeah. So
I think this is a great Netflix or HBO like short series. Like, it's like
I want to know more.
It's like a White Lotus tale of like each episode is just like, how is this motherfucker gonna die? 7 episodes of just how.
But if this was a movie, I'd be like, this is unrealistic. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. You know, like when a scary movie shows too much too soon, and you're like, well, okay, now this isn't scary.
Yeah,
this is too much.
This is like, you're like, what the fuck? But it's just like, but if you show this guy like regular, like, and you have a narrator, Frank was never supposed to be alive. And you show him on a boat and it's like rocking, and it's like, and he's just like, he was born early, father with a fisher knife. And you're just like, oh shit, the fuck? And then Frank thought he would have a normal life. Practicing piano.
With the fucking bottle.
Ahmed is just a fool. Like,
dude, honestly, Ahmed was the trigger of all this, though. Like, he had a normal life until Ahmed. Literally.
Ahmed just one by one, and then actually goes into the river, just like, but did we die?
He's that guy.
Yeah. God.
So 1995, that's my birth year. Woo! He was hit by a bus in Zagreb. Totally fine. He was fine. Then a year later, this is my favorite. A year later, he was driving again, a winding road, when he was hit by a fucking tank, a military tank. It's the type of truck is called a UNPRO-4, UNPRFOR truck. I looked it up. It's a military tank. By the way, guys, it's not a tank. I looked up the tank again. It's actually a military truck. But you know what? I don't know anything about the military, so everything looks like a tank. Either way, this guy got hit by something big. He was hit by one in the car. And so it made him hit the guardrail. And he fell 150 feet off a mountain. As he was flying, he's like, I got to get out of the car. So he jumps out of the car, grabs onto a tree. Car explodes at the bottom of the mountain.
This is real?
This is real. That's what's insane to me. The fact that he got out of the car mid-flight, flew himself, grabbed onto a tree. That's a movie. That's a movie.
Bro, why is this guy like this?
I don't know.
Why?
So, ironically, the thing that actually saved his life this time was not wearing a seatbelt. And he never did after the airplane accident. So multiple times he didn't wear his seatbelt, and that's how he survived. Yeah. So let's all take a lesson, y'all. Maybe.
Don't wear your seatbelt and ride with Ahmed?
No.
What are you talking about right now?
So ride with Ahmed. So to recap everything, Frank was born on a boat, almost went blind, had a bus accident, train accident, 2 car explosions, airplane accident, bus hit, A fucking tank throws his car off a mountain and it explodes. That's been his life. Very unfortunate, seems like. But then, I told you, in June 2002, he wins the lottery. Like, one of, like, how many people?
In Croatia.
In Croatia.
Wow.
He wins 7 million kuna, which is about $100,000 and a little less after taxes. He wins the lottery.
Hey, how's he actually die? Is this guy still alive?
I'll let you know in a second.
Okay.
But let's savor this moment for him.
He needed it. He's divorced, married, probably got alimony, got kids in the city. He's trauma bonding. He's still missing the love of his life. That's from the plane. Attendant. Yeah, the flight attendant. She's gone. She gone and married a captain of a flight. So she knows she's safe and secure.
I know. So she's safe and secure.
Meanwhile, he's trying to find a new music job. He's going around. His parents probably just are like, yo, we can't give you any more money for these insurance policies. You fucking buy yourself. Your insurance is way too high. He can't get a job because it is pre-diagnosed. I
can't even believe he won the lottery. That's very difficult to do in general, and he won it. But here's the thing, though. Most people who suddenly get rich, they don't invest it. They just spend it. And he spent it all over 12 years by lending money to people. Or he bought 25 cars for his friends and family. He bought some cows. Bought furniture for other people. He bought a house. He has 2 apartments. And like, I think he did too much for himself and for other people.
Mm-hmm.
He never invested. I mean, pretty much, yeah. That's a fucking story. He literally died 7 times almost. And then he won
the lottery.
A lot of money. I mean, I'm wondering personally, what's his relationship with God? Does he have beef with him? Or is he like...
Is this guy still alive?
He died November 30th. 2016.
Wow. Pretty.
So since the military tank, again, not a military tank, hitting him in the 90s, he was fine. That's what's weird. All this was happening in the span of like 10 years. And it was like, he was fine. 7 attempts to his death. And then he died in 2016. But it doesn't tell us how, which bothers me. Like, I want to know.
Mm-hmm. This is kudos to you for finding a story like this, because I think I would never, ever, ever find a story like this unless it was not a movie.
Told. It's
literally... Of course it's not told, because no one would believe it. I'm having a hard time believing this shit.
Oh my God. But
that's something you tell like around camp. Like, you're just like, I know this guy named Frank.
Yeah.
And you guys believe in death? This guy, he was normal just like me and you.
Yeah. He did eventually die. But the problem is, I think the reason why we don't know how he died is because his story did catch a little bit of wind, and a lot of media outlets started just exploiting him. There's something on YouTube, I think New York Times or something made a cartoon about him without his permission. B, he got no money from the profits of that cartoon. And I think he got really pissed off, as he should, and jaded. So I think maybe with his death, he was like, no one mentioned. Tell a story about me. Yeah, like no one fucking tell.
You guys never lived it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to make a TV show off of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's dead now. And I hope I'm telling his story in the best way possible, because it's just ridiculous. I feel like it needs to be told.
It definitely needs. If I appreciated this story, so that's what I'm saying. It needed to be told, because I'm like sitting there like, holy shit, I gotta look up this guy.
There's like 3 articles on him. There's only about 2 interviews, and then the, I guess, New York Times cartoon on YouTube about his death.
Real dude.
Yeah, he's a real dude. And I mean, yeah, in your opinion, do you think he's the luckiest or the unluckiest man alive?
I think he's a man that thought his life was going to be boring, and he got adventures and stories to tell for life, and then he wins the lotto. You buy your house, buy your cars, you probably end up normal again. You're not poor, but you're not rich.
Yeah.
I think some humans on this earth should be envious. Me, I'm not. I don't think he's the luckiest guy.
What was your favorite death of his almost death?
Plane.
The plane?
Yeah. Jumping on a haystack, my guy? The car explosion is like second, though. Like, you just like, you see flames and it just explodes.
Flames out of your AC.
That's terrifying. But yeah, that is the story of Frane Selak. I hope you loved it. And now you know a lot more about Croatia and the amazing people that come from it.
Yeah, the luckiest people come from it. The beautiful. No, thank you for the Croatia talk. Like, because you don't talk about Croatia all the time. You know, no one talks about it really. Are they in war? That's when we talk about it. But
literally, I mean, now they got an amazing football team, amazing people coming from there. They got Nikola Tesla, and they got this Frank guy who, rest in peace, he can finally rest in peace. Hopefully,
hopefully, rest in peace.
I know.
What if he gets down and he's just like, I fucking hate you, Death. Like, why are you doing this during the 90s? Everybody was listening to cool ass music. Your ass was just chasing me around, bro. I couldn't even sleep, bro. You cost me 3 marriages, bro. Just like, I'm sorry, wrong guy.
Wrong guy. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much our whole episode for today. But I did want to wrap up a little bit talking about you. I mean, last time we talked about your music as SOURJACK, but I also, you're on my podcast. I do want to talk about your podcast, High Power.
Yes.
I always want to say Higher Power.
I always want to say that too.
Like, I'm okay, just making sure, because I'm like, High Power. Awesome podcast. It's amazing. Can you explain it a little bit to everyone?
All right. So High Power, I'm the co-host, and it's me and Joel Boy. And we kind of interview artists around LA that he kind of knows, like, more on his industry side and his friends. And I kind of like meet him for the first time. And then we just have a genuine conversation about just like, you know, life, how they generate joy, how they got here, where they're going. And it's kind of amazing to see because they're all like artist performers or just like regular people that are doing a lot of great things, whether it's doing shows in the community or just like being directors on TV shows, being actors. But we've been having incredible guests that kind of really inspire me personally. They inspire me, like the little tidbits that they have, their work ethic, the way they think. It's really been cool to just interview these people. And Joel the boy and I just asked like questions that I don't think they usually get asked, you know, like, so it's pretty cool to really be a part of that. It's High Power. It comes out every Sunday. We got a couple episodes up. And then, that's that. SOURJACK music coming out. What else is going on? You know, just living a good life.
Yeah. I want to say, like, I love the questions I'll ask. Y'all somehow get people pretty emotional in there. I feel like it's not just a basic, so what did you want to do when you grew up? You know, like, not that stuff. Like, y'all are asked, like, very good questions. And I'm not, like, particularly interested in all those things, but I love listening to it because y'all are funny and the people you'll have on are very genuine, I feel like. Yeah. And deep conversations.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to do that. I mean, I definitely don't ask normal questions anymore in general in life. When I'm meeting someone, I don't ask like, how are you doing? Like, that's
what do you do?
Like, what do you do? When people ask me that, I'm like, what do I do for what? To like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you asking me? What do I do? Like, I do a lot just to get here. I took a shower. I moisturized. What do I do for what? For joy? Oh, I do this for joy. What's the question that you want answered? Like, that's how I shoot right back at them. And they'd be like, ha ha ha. I'm like, no.
No, I'm serious. What's your question?
What's your fucking question? No, I'll ask a stranger, like, I'm like, do you know anything about duvet covers? And they'll be like, and they literally be like, what? But also, I'm like, seriously, I'm in the market for duvet covers. And they'd be like, they laugh, and then we get into a different conversation than what do you do? So it's always going to be a little different on our podcast for sure, because I'm like, I want to know this level. Because the surface level, I already know. Everyone's doing fine. We're all trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, thanks for listening to that podcast.
It's really good. There was one day I had to move out of my house, and I had like the fucking flu or something. It was a shit day. I was so sick. And I was like binging it the entire day. Because I was like going to start. I was like, oh, you know, I'll check out your stuff. And I was like, oh shit, this is good. And it literally boosted my mood. Like, I was moving and I was sick. And I was sitting in this Korean restaurant, and this lady was feeding me all this Korean food for free. She was like, you love it? Keep eating. I was like, yes, bitch.
Wow.
And I was listening to your podcast, and it was such a sweet little moment. And it like really boosted my mood that day. And as I'm telling people, I think it's great, even if maybe you're not in the industry. Like, I feel like you'll talk about real shit, and I like those conversations in the beginning. That's my favorite part.
Thanks. Hell yeah, it's my favorite part too.
Yeah. So y'all need to check it out, High Power, and it's really easy to find. It's like right there.
Yeah, it's right there. High Power. Boom.
Just look it up, you know. But yeah, that's our episode on Croatia. Thank you for coming on, Ralph. SOURJACK.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you having me, Marie.
Yes,
Thanks.
and
See you in Croatia.
Peace out, y'all.